Did archaeologists discover the biblical city of Sodom? Here's one potential site. Ooh, so excited. Okay, I'm going to go to the article. This could prove that one of the stories in the Bible, at least one of them, is actual history and not fiction. Okay, so I click on the article and I go, it takes me to HuffPost Religion. Okay, immediately the alarms are going off in my head. The red flags are flying. HuffPost Religion. Okay, and this is an article about science. What is wrong with this picture? Well, let's delve deeper, shall we? Since we're going to be archaeologists, I have to say that right, archaeologists right now, and delve deeper to uncover the mystery. Okay, so this is written by Carol Kuruvilla, Kuruvilla. She's Religion Associate Editor at the Huffington Post. Okay, so far I have seen nothing remotely resembling a science article or journal or anything remotely looking like this is from any kind of science, anything. Okay, but we're scrolling on because it says right in the title, did archaeologists, those are scientists, you know, discover the biblical city of Sodom? Okay, here we go. We're going to read it now. We even have a picture of Sodom in flames in the article. It's very exciting. The fiery fate of the doomed cities of Sodom and Gomorrah has captured the imaginations of artists, theologians, and archaeologists for years. The book of Genesis describes how God rained down burning sulfur to punish those cities for their wickedness, destroying all living things inside of them. But is there any proof that these cities really existed and that they were destroyed by a sudden calamity? The answer, are you ready? Here it comes. For Dr. Stephen Collins, a professor of biblical studies and apologetics at Trinity Southwest University, is yes. He claims he may have located Sodom. Since 2005, Collins and his team have been studying an archaeological site in the southern Jordan Valley known as Tal el-Hammam. After wrapping up the 10th season of excavations. Okay, so we have some amateurs poking around in an archaeological site. Excavations? Do they even know how to excavate anything? He believes they've found a gold mine of ancient, monumental structures and artifacts. Of course, the actual archaeologists who were digging there, did they think it was Sodom? Do we get to know what they think it was? They found a gold mine of ancient monumental structures and artifacts that suggest the site was a powerful city-state during the early and middle Bronze Ages between 3500 and 1540 BC. It suggests, okay, again, do the archaeologists, the actual scientists, think this too? Do they agree with this? The suspicion? Are they backing up this theory? It's not even a theory. I'm sorry. A hypothesis? Are they saying, yeah, this guy really knows what he's doing. He's not really an archaeologist. He didn't really go to archaeology school, but he knows. You know, we've been digging around and we don't know what this is. It's just some ancient whatever, but this guy from the Bible school, he knows what it is. Wow, You know, I don't even know why scientists bother. They should just bring the Christians in right from the start. Save them a great deal of time. Well, what is... Oh, well, this is Solomon's temple, don't you know? Okay, back to the article again. Over the years, now we're back to talking about Dr. Stephen Collins. Over the years, his research team of biblical studies and apologetics. Okay, over the years, his research team has found evidence of a massive defensive wall, a palatial, P-A-L-A-T-I-A-L, structure, and a gateway complex that dates back to the Middle Bronze Age. During the 2015 season, the archaeologists found a few more towers and gates. Okay, I do believe that archaeologists might have found this stuff, but do the archaeologists think that this is Sodom? Okay, because if I recall from when I was reading the Bible and believing it hook, line, and sinker, Sodom was completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Yeah, like gone from the face of the earth, destroyed. Okay, so honestly, there should probably not be two stones still stuck together if it was really Sodom. Okay, I digressed again. Back to the article. For Collins, all of this points to the fact that el-Hammam was likely one of the largest cities east of the Kikkar. Probably mispronounced it, spelled K-I-K-K-A-R. A Hebrew word that describes the plains near the Jordan River. He also claims that Tal el-Hammam is strategically located near ancient water resources and trade routes. The professor says there's a good chance that biblical text is referring to Tal el-Hammam when it describes Sodom. Tal el-Hammam seems to match every Sodom criteria demanded by the Bible, he told Popular Archaeology, except for the fact that Sodom was completely obliterated, and I really don't think there would be two stones still stuck together if in fact it was Sodom. But again, I digress. When we explored the area, the choice of Tal el-Hammam as the site of Sodom was virtually a no-brainer. You know, when Christians start talking like this, you know it's pure bullshit. Since it was at least 5 to 10 times larger than all the other Bronze Age sites in the entire region, even beyond the Kikkar of the Jordan. Ooh, it's big, so it must be Sodom. That's right, it's a big one. It's gotta be really big. It's really big, so it's Sodom. And it's by a river. And trade routes. We're just going to pretend for a minute that our imaginary city existed at all. Okay, back to the article. His team also unearthed evidence. It was a sign and it said Sodom in ancient letters, right? His team also unearthed evidence that suggests the booming city came to a sudden end near the end of the Middle Bronze Age. Ooh, which is close to the time that Collins believes the biblical leaders, Abraham and Lot, walked the earth. Yeah, they actually were real people, and they walked the earth, okay? It's unclear what caused the city's change in fortune. Oh, well, hello, didn't you read the Bible? It's God, and he zapped the city with lightning bolts. That's what it was. But one possibility is that it was destroyed by fire. Ooh, was some of the stones blackened by flame? Was there piles of ash here and there? Oh, yes. Even more evidence that it could be Sodom. It could have been, I like this. It's unclear what caused the city's change in fortune. But one possibility of how many possibilities? was that it was destroyed by fire. Could have been destroyed by a tornado. Could have been destroyed by a huge cloud of locusts. Could have been destroyed by flood. Could have been destroyed by earthquake. Could have been destroyed by a massive battle. Could have been destroyed by a meteor hitting it. Oh my gosh, so many possibilities that could have destroyed the city. But one of the possibilities that it was destroyed by fire, which means it's Sodom. The site reportedly remained a wasteland for about 700 years. Even more likely that it was Sodom after this event. Collins isn't alone in his quest to find Sodom. Notice how we just kind of skipped over the whole archaeologists confirming this is true stuff. Collins isn't alone in his quest to find Sodom. Other scholars, yeah, what a bit they're biblical scholars, have suggested that Sodom and Gomorrah rose to prominence in the early Bronze Age and that they were located in different regions near the Dead Sea. Herschel Shanks, the editor of the Biblical Archaeological Review magazine. Wait a minute. That's a huge contradiction in terms because as far as I know, there is absolutely no archaeological evidence anywhere to support that any of the Bible stories actually happened. So what exactly does Herschel Shanks do during his day? If he is the Biblical Archaeological Review, he's the editor of the Biblical I guess he must edit fiction stories. Like this one. Back to the article. Okay, so Herschel Shanks, editor of the Biblical Archaeological Review magazine, agreed that el-Hammam, because he's an archaeological expert, seemed, notice we use the word seemed, like it could be, notice the words could be, the site of ancient Sodom. Ooh, that makes me feel so confident that it's true. But he cautioned that locating an ancient city destroyed by a fictional character, it says God, is at its core a theological question. Well, gee, thank you, Herschel Shanks, for being just a teeny weeny bit honest. That's good, actually, that he actually was honest enough to caution that locating an ancient city destroyed by God is at its core a theological question. It has nothing to do with science, in other words. Theological questions are not subject to scientific proof. Yeah, think? Nothing about the Bible is subject to scientific proof. Nothing in the Bible is actually supported by any scientific proof. Yet, Christians demand that science continues to present more and more evidence. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not enough evidence. You need to produce more and more and more, and still it's not enough. But your little whatevers, they're not subject to scientific proof, says right here in the article, or disproof. But whoever wrote down this text did have some sight in mind when he said that God destroyed Sodom, Shanks told the Huffington Post in an email. el-Hammam is an excellent candidate for the site the author of the biblical text had in mind when he said that God destroyed Sodom. You know what annoys, that's the end of the article. You know what annoys me about this article? A lazy Christian who doesn't bother to read the article or really think about what the words in the article are saying is going to walk around now drooling at the mouth going, yeah, archaeologists discovered the biblical city of Sodom. Seriously. They're going to go, oh yeah, you atheists, when you say that there's no proof for any of the stories in the Bible. Archaeologists, I have you know that archaeologists discovered Sodom. Yeah, they did. Yup. Because I read in this article that they did. Yes, they did. And that's the reason they make these articles, and that's why they word them the way they do. They're counting on lazy thinkers to glance this over, barely looking at it, walk away going, proof of God, yes! Chalk one up for our side. Yep, we got our proof finally that there was an actual Sodom and that it was smited by God, because one of the reasons it could have been destroyed was by fire. Anyway, I have a time limit on my video, so I'm going to end this, but I just wanted to make this really quick and just point out that this is the kind of stuff that Christians are subjected to when they think that science proves the Bible. I wish they would actually read articles like this. I mean, really read them and consider when it says biblical, you know, biblical archaeologists, whatever. Anyway, if you've been watching, thanks. Bye.